Hello everyone and welcome to First20 here on Stephen Plays. My name is Stephen George, I play video games, and every Friday it's the first 20 minutes or so of a game. Today we're taking a look at Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass. My god, what a title, and then also what a title screen. This is a game that I learned about very recently. I've actually had a few different viewers talking about it, and then the developer themselves reached out to me on Twitter and said, hey, I see that you're a Mother fan. I made a game that was, partially inspired by that series, and wanted to know if you wanted to play it. And I appreciated that. I really like it whenever a developer takes the time to learn enough about me to reach out to me because the project, they think that I would enjoy it. So I said, yeah, send it over. So this is courtesy of the developer. And this game, from what I understand, it's an RPG Maker game, which you may be able to tell just based on the 4x3 aspect and the start, load, quit. It was in development for many years. It takes tonal and certainly art inspiration from the Mother series, and it's fairly new. It just came out on Steam not too long ago. I'm playing the PC version, although there is a Mac version as well. Let's jump in and see what we can learn about Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass. Game by Casey, I'm going to say Ozimi. Seems like the correct pronunciation there. Again, horrifying looking title graphic. Open your eyes. Oh, I think it's being sung to the music. It's too early to say goodnight. The sun is up. It's day outside. It's too early to say goodnight. So you can probably see immediately the Earthbound art inspirations here. Oh, what a sleepy boy. I thought you were going to sleep all day. Wouldn't that be a shame? Today's a special day. Do you know why? It's another day I can spend with you. We're going to do lots of fun things today, but first, you better get up or I won't be able to move my legs anymore. Whew! I've been sitting way too long. Better pick up the pace. Oh-ho-ho-ho. Race you home, Squirt. Z is confirm, interact, X is cancel menu, and Alt and Enter is full screen. Warning, F12 will reset the game. So now we are, presumably, Jimmy. So we'll walk around and see what we can see. So we transition from one area to another. I wouldn't be here if Mom didn't guilt me into it. Don't look at me like that. I'm hitting the weights after this. You should too, punk. So we're seeing some tonal stuff that's reminiscent of the Mother series as well. Hello, Jimmy. Did you know that polyacrine crystals take several millennia to exasperate? And who knows how long for one of this size? Yet this one seems to be supported on this newly formed cloud bridge. I'll have to add this to my notes. There's a lot of little subtle animations which are really nice. Fun fact about this game, and it might be obvious just from the fact it's a RPG Maker game in general, this entire game was created by one person. The game itself, the programming, the sprite work, the music is all the work of one person over the course of the last several years. What a slowpoke! Your lucky second prize is a cake. How does that sound? Ho 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 ho! Oh, before I forget, did your father say anything about the new doghouse? No? I guess it's a surprise for all of us. I've always wanted a dog, but you know how much Buck hates them. And your father's allergic to them, and cats, dust, bunnies, pollen, shellfish, cedar, well, most everything, really. Maybe he's on some new medication. If we're getting a dog, you better think of a cool name. I think the best name for a dog is Sparkles. I'll let you think it over. How about that cake? Wait right here, and I'll get cracking on that cake. So is Helga's my mom? Whew. Hot out. Oh, Honey Bear. I'm so proud of you. Did you already have a dog picked out, or can we get one as a family? Oh, I want Sparkles to be a big fluffy one. As much as I enjoy your manipulations, Lemon Drop, I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about. You didn't build the doghouse? What doghouse? You know I'm allergic to carpentry. The one right outside our front door. Oh? Didn't see it. I must have been thinking about something. No! I love how absent-minded you can get sugar kisses. It's very awkward. I like the animation, but they're just kissing in front of us. How about you head to our room and get ready for some adult fun time? Gracious. Gross. Ahem. If you'll excuse me. Baby, I still want to make your favorite cake, but I'm all out of honey. I normally don't ask you to do stuff like this, but you've been getting stronger lately, and I know I can count on you. It's true. One day, Buck, Jimmy might just be stronger than you. Yeah, right. Don't listen to him. He's a grumpy Gus. Maybe the grumpiest Gus I've ever met. Your father and I have had long talks about changing his name to Gus, let me tell you. Jimmy, I need you to be a big boy and get some Buddy Bee honey from Giant Garden. It's a long journey, and I know it'll be hard sometimes, but I know I can count on you because you're smart and kind and tough. And if things get too hairy, your big brother Buck will be right there to help you out. Screw that. He needs to learn to fend for himself. Buck, you listen up. Your brother is still growing up. He might be small now, but he's going to work and work and work because that's the kind of person he is. But right now, he needs your help. I'm not going. How about Jimmy helps you clean your room first? You know, like I asked you to do weeks ago? And after you left those plates in there for so long, there's that thing growing there. Fine. I thought you'd see things my way. Here, Jimmy, I made you a snack in case you get hungry. And it's an ants on a log. What a baby. And you know how cranky you can get when you're hungry, Buck, so here's a protein-packed superfood for you. Ants on a log. What? Alright, I'll go to the stupid beehive to get some stupid honey from some stupid bees. But you better pull your own weight. So, I guess we've got Buck with us. Fairly typical layout here. Items, usable. Ants on a log, a healthy snack consisting of celery, peanut butter, and raisins. Recovers 50% of max HP. That's pretty good. And we don't really have anything else. We don't have any weapons, it looks like. Nothing else. Do we have any skills? Imagination. That's the category. And Buck has got Nerd Bash. Utilize your brawn to hide your low self-esteem. 150% physical damage. Insult. Target an enemy's feelings. Startle the target for one turn. Magic combo, or magnificent combo, 300% physical damage, 2-turn cooldown. And in a rage, you can only be pushed so far until you snap. Attack plus 50%, but you can't control your actions. And again, I don't think we have... we have some stuff equipped. A pop gun, Jonathan Bear shirt, and Buck has got fingerless gloves and workout clothes. I am 8 years old. I like video games, coloring, and Mom, Dad, Buck, and Uncle Lars. Okay, so Lars is our uncle. Personality, empathetic. And if we check on Buck, Buck listens to music that hurts my head. Buck works out and can pick me up with one hand. Interesting. Personality, brash. And there's also difficulty. Would you like to change the difficulty? Well, no, but the fact that that exists is interesting. Give me a sec, Jimbo. Maybe we'll play some games later. I snagged a near-mint copy of Cyborg Ninja Street Force Brawlers online the other day. Let's go upstairs. And head inside here. What? crap is this? There's police tape. Not really sure what that's about. I can't seem to check on this? Which is odd, but okay. Alright, I'm gonna head out of here. Here's the bathroom. It's pretty beautiful sprite work. Let's head back outside. Well, you heard Mom. Get to work. This seems problematic. It seems to be growing from something. Do you want to smell it? Sure. Let's do that. Ugh, it smells like old garbage and gym shoes. Do you want to touch it? Don't I ever? Uh-oh. It didn't seem to like that. Fresh. So we're into our first battle. I like the music. All right, so let's do this thing. Fight. We have attack, imagination, guard, and items. We don't have any imagination stuff yet, so we'll just attack. Revolting blob. We also have Nerd Bash from Buck, but we'll just start with a regular attack. Buck attacks. Jimmy attacks. And this thing can fight back. Let's take a look at our Nerd Bash stuff. Utilize your brawn to hide your low self-esteem, 150% physical damage. Target an enemy's feelings. Let's try that. Petty name calling. He's startled. That seemed to have worked pretty well. Let's try another Nerd Bash. That adds 50%. It's got a 2-turn cooldown. Yeah, let's give that a shot too. Punches with gusto, 34 damage. So now Buck's got a 2-turn cooldown. So I'm assuming I think maybe he can still attack? Yeah, he just can't use that move again for 2 turns. And this thing is not gonna do us in, so we should be fine. Buck attacks. Tells an off-color joke. Let's do this thing. Plus counter. Jimmy attacks. This thing is almost gone. Jimmy's actually taken a fair bit of damage. But I think I'll be able to do this in before he does me in. Unconscious. Jimmy did his best. 25 experience and $5 found. Jimmy imagines himself in school. He doesn't look like himself today. He looks like a big, green, gross blob. But he doesn't care. He's happy this way. He's making fart noises by pushing his slime around. The teacher has stopped talking and is staring at him. Jimmy doesn't care. He thinks it's hilarious. The other kids are laughing too. This makes Jimmy really happy. The teacher is asking him to leave for being disruptive. When Jimmy gets up, he rips one for real. Oh man, it's ripe. The room is soon filled with toxic gas. The children are clamoring for the door. The teacher's screaming. The wallpaper begins to peel. Jimmy belches out a laugh and goes to play outside with his friends, but no one will get near him anymore. Jimmy finds a nice cozy hole in a tree and squeezes inside. Jimmy can now turn into a revolting blob. As a revolting blob, Jimmy can utilize the power of being universally hated to force monsters to fight him. He can also squeeze into tight spaces that he otherwise wouldn't be able to. Information guy. Hey friends, information guy here. You might be asking yourself, why would Jimmy want to turn into that? Well, let me tell you something, Buster. There are tons worse things one could turn into, like a bug, or a doorstop, or a stray hair that falls under your shirt and makes your back itch. But that's not important. Let's talk about Jimmy. Jimmy has the power of empathy. This means he can feel the way other things feel, including that poor revolting blob you just walloped. Jimmy can now access the imagination section of the menu. There, you can equip skills that you learn from winning battles and gaining experience. In addition to regular experience points, you'll gain imagination experience for whichever form you finish a battle with. By leveling each of Jimmy's forms, you'll gain abilities that you can equip in the Imagination menu. Most of the skill equipment slots can only be used in Jimmy's normal form, but skills equipped to the starred slots can be used no matter what Jimmy is transformed into. Shut up, nerd. Jimmy can also use field actions when he's transformed. How do you do it? It's easy! Just press the field action button, default A. You can change the controls and other options by pressing F1. If you want to transform into a different form, just call up the transformation ring, S, and you can change into any of Jimmy's forms. Right now, Jimmy only has 2 different forms, but this is just the start of your adventure. Imagine all the fun things you can be. You have a jowl-jiggling good time. Jowl-jiggling, now that's a good compound adjective. My dad used to make fun of me for liking compound adjectives so much, but if we're being candid here, he was a head-scratchingly bad father. The truth is, I'm the kind of guy that just likes a good hyphen, and he never accepted that part of me. That's okay. Sometimes we've got to be bullheaded in this rock-trapped river we call life. What about you? Do you like hyphens? Or do you call them dashes? I'm a hyphen kind of guy myself, but I'm not about to fault you for being a dashman. Oh, hello. Didn't see you there. Do you have any strong opinions on punctuation? Would you like me to repeat that? No, I'm good. I'm good. Thanks, Buzz Buzz. Huh. So, this seems to be, my guess, one of the key mechanics of this game, just apart from other games, is that we can be multiple things. So I can pick this up and say, hey, I actually want to be Jimmy again. So now I'm Jimmy. Don't touch my stuff. Any of the stuff? I feel bad for this guy. He's dead. Jimmy feels safe. So whenever I press A, that's what Jimmy says. Now if I turn into the revolting blob and I press A, hit me. Because I'm trying to attract the attention of other things. Wow, that worked. That's actually pretty cool. Cool. So I can... Wow, this is the adult fun time. Are they going to be a little concerned that I'm a blob? I guess not. Jimmy, remember our talk? You're never supposed to interrupt adult fun time. Now your father's all flustered. I'm profoundly ashamed right now. You know, you should be. You really should be. Hey, Lars. When you get back, let's watch some more Battle Girl Maiko. Not much of a betting man, but I think Debalina has a real shot at taking over the universe now that her dark energy ray is almost complete. Let me know if you're out of snacks, buddy. I'll hook you up. I was hoping that he would just give me more snacks if I talked to him again. Alright. Wild. So let's check here. There's nothing here that I can interact with. What was that? If I turn into a Jimmy, does that affect anything? No, it doesn't look like I can really interact with that. And where do I live? What is this strange, strange place? All right, so now we're in the overworld, which is pretty nice. Now, one of the things I had read a little bit about this game is that apparently the length of this game is enormous. Like, if you just want to play the story, like the main story, it's not that long, but there is so much additional content that it could legit take you 40 to 50 hours to go and explore everything if you care. That's amazing. This is from one person. That's really cool. So here's Cloudy Hill. This is home. So let's head into Cloudy Hill and see what we can find. There's a weird little finger here. I can cross over this bridge. And it doesn't look like I can... There's toy boxes and stuff up there. Oh, that's a fight. Oh, also our health and stuff is not recovered, actually. Oh, Jesus. Use your powers of empathy to change forms. A revolting blob brings others down to his level. And this changes Jimmy back to his natural state. Cumulus and Nimbus. This looks like it could be a potentially difficult fight. Let's startle this one and just focus on one guy. Deep chesty laugh. Yeah. Let's go for, maybe I should be a blob. Let's insult this guy, too. Buck seems to be pretty powerful, so he's able to take a beating. Jimmy's almost dead. Let's eat an ant on a log before Jimmy is dead. That seems like it could be a potentially bad thing. Who needs to control their actions? Not Buck. Oh, Jimmy's unconscious. Buck psychs himself into a frenzy. Gracious, Buck's taking a beating. Oh, God. But that worked out pretty well. Probably should have went for him first because he seems to be the tough guy. Jimmy did his best. Well, Jimmy's also dead. That seems like a bit of a problem. So here's our skills now that we can see. Oh, I see. Interesting. Okay, so we don't have any particular things yet. We've got $10. Let's go ahead and save. Just in the event that we die. I mean, Jimmy's walking around, but we could really use some health. Noticing strange punctuation marks lately? If you see a red exclamation point, it means an enemy encounter is unavoidable. However, if you see a green exclamation point, then your level is high enough to avoid the encounter. Just press the cancel button. Oh, or transformation menu buttons to skip the encounter. If you press the confirm button, you'll trigger the fight. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Okay, I can climb up here. It's an emergency exit. Okay. How do I, or is that, oh, it's an item. I understand. When you gotta go, allows you to leave a dungeon. Ah, so that could probably get me home and potentially healed up for further fights. Since it's the first 20, we're already at 20 minutes. I'm actually going to push forward without... Oh, I should have hit cancel. Oh, there's another type of this one. Maybe I should run. Started to escape and did. Are you friendly? You don't seem... Hold on, I have an idea. Because this, I'm supposed to be able to, like, cause fights? Oh, it'll cause a fight to just come to... Oh, that's interesting. But I can't seem to talk to that thing up there. If you ever get startled, you'll find that you won't be able to act for the current turn. The silver lining, the next turn you'll be alert and won't be able to get startled again. Additionally, every time you get startled in a fight, you'll be alert for a longer time, up until 5 turns. Remember, you're only startled for the current turn, so if you're faster than the enemy, you don't have to worry about being startled. Okie dokie. I'm hoping that there's some way to recover the fact that Jimmy's dead. Hey, Jimmy, I don't mean to pry, but you're using your transformations, aren't you? Remember, the revolting blob can squeeze into tight places. There are a lot of times where you'll need to change into different forms in order to find stuff, so make sure you keep an eye out. 2, make sure to look in the imagination menu. You gain permanent stat increases whenever you level up a transformation, so you might want to stay transformed as much as possible. Not that there's anything wrong with your normal form, Jimmy. You should have a positive self-image. I'm going to stop talking now. Ah, I see. So I was able to squeeze through there. But also, maybe if I go around this way... Yeah, I can talk to this little guy. That green-haired guy said he'd give me a knuckle sandwich if I didn't build this wall. I've never had one before, but it sounds pretty tasty. But then you gotta figure, if I get a knuckle sandwich for not building a wall, and think about how many I'm going to get for actually building it. I hope they're swimming in mustard. Dude, that beaver is a beaver after my own heart. I love me some mustard. Fresh. Okay, so I can't avoid this fight. I don't know how good, how useful it is to level Buck up. Started to escape, but it was unable to escape. Oh boy. Yeah, Buck can really take a beating. It looks like he's basically designed to help you through this early part of the game when Jimmy seems a little susceptible to damage. Come Toy box is filled with confidence. The next encounter will give double imagination experience. Oh, there's also Cloud Sunday. Well, what is Cloud Sunday? The music that plays in Cloudy Hill. Okay. I am not sure what that is or does. Let's head this direction, shall we? Can't avoid this one. The next fight gives me double imagination, so I probably don't want to waste this. Instead, I'll trust that Buck will be helpful. Psychs himself into a frenzy. So at this point, I can't control what Buck's doing, but obviously the advantage is, what is he going to do? He's going to attack. And he can do a piss load of damage, so I should just let him. Jimmy did his best. But he was dead. I may not have gotten imagination points for that anyway, because Jimmy was deceased. Oh no! Yeah, yeah, let's go for it. This seems to have been working pretty well so far. Buck is angry. I really like the attack and damage animations here. Very, like, comic book-esque. Or 60s Batman-esque. So there's a little balloon here. I'm hoping that that's a good... It's a red balloon. Yeah? A latex balloon filled with helium. Uncle Lars can breathe this and talk like a chipmunk. Well, that sounds great. That sounds great. Starting to get worried about my my life juices here, so I'm gonna proceed a little bit more, but I'm keeping an eye out on my health. Because now, see, at this point I can't even use my special, so I'm just gonna run. Not looking good. Worked that time, though. And I'm still getting the occasional green exclamation point as well. Let's see what this is. I have no idea. I got into a fight. Can I interact with this? That's gonna call. Yeah, this crap. I was wondering if maybe that would do something. There's a Puff. Buck, just beat the crap out of it. Puff apologizes for being weak. Buck attacks it anyway and kills it. Hey, man, we got money for that. That seems fine. Let's change back into Jimmy. I still can't interact with it. Some sort of, like, buff frogman and a top hat for some reason? Toy box is filled with sparkles, some moxie points recovered. Oh, also there's a keepsake. It's a trinket. A little cloud that reminds you of home. It gives you attack, defense, agility, etc. Well, that's a good. Jimmy can't really use it at the moment. Let's instead give this to Buck, who is still alive currently. For how much longer, we're not sure. But at least he's alive at this moment. Continuing to run away from some of these fights. Oh, here's a yellow one. Okay, and the yellow one does... It just says a large can breathe this and talk like a chipmunk. Alright. We've been making our way through this area fairly successfully. Haven't run into any huge issues. Oh, hey, it's you! What a catastrophe! Some angry-looking men have blocked the bridge, and there's nothing we can do, is what I would be saying if I weren't so marvelous. I've already concocted a marvelous plan that can't possibly fail. However, I'm afraid I lost an integral part of my plan on the way down here. If you happen to come across 3 balloons, make sure to bring them here. Oh, so that's why we need the balloons. And we've got 2 of them already. I hit the wrong button. Son of a gun. Oh, God. Buck, no! You're startled, no! Oh, starting to take some damage. I'm not going to let Buck die, everyone. He will be safe. Probably. There's the last balloon. It's a blue balloon! Which is also, is that a song by Ween? Blue, blue balloon. I think so. And then red balloon is, sung by Nina. Well, yes, we already... But I have them. 3 balloons. Hooray! You found them all! Now sit back and watch my marvelous plan go into action. Those are some powerful balloons. Look at that! Isn't it marvelous? Ah, yeah, yeah! Away it goes, drifting among the clouds. Can you imagine the marvelous things it will see on its journey? Upward, always upward. That's my philosophy. Another marvelous part of my life has gone exactly as planned. Oh dear, that wasn't supposed to happen. Well, I best be off. This is just the start of a marvelous day. This game is very well written and very fun. Very fun. I want to, like, I'm very invested in the characters and the dialogue. Smile. So this looks like a city. It says Smile. Oh, is that the beaver guy from before? Have you seen that green-haired guy? I'm ready to accept my payment. Sorry, buddy. I sure haven't. Wait, is that... That's how you recover. Son of a gun! It was outside of the home. They may have mentioned that and I just didn't notice it. But there you go. Now we're frickin' alive. I didn't even notice. Should have. Alright, so let's see what's in this town. Is that a beaver and like a dog? I don't know. It says home. Can't interact with anything. Let's head back out. Oh, what an awful ruckus. People shaking people. The whole neighborhood is really taking a nosedive. Looks like he went back on the deal. When I asked him for my payment, he just shook me around and told me to get lost. He was not the professional I pegged him for, but I guess that's a flaw in judgment on my part. What are we talking about? Oh, it's Mr. Marvelous again. Oh, it seems the town has fallen to pieces since I left on my marvelous journey. That's to be expected. Everyone knows I'm the heart of this community. Ah! Oh, I hope Mom and Timothy are all right. No, oh no! Mom, Timothy, and Mr. Cat are all still inside. That crazy man could be shaking them right now. Who are you? This can't be good for business. Well, let's go inside and see what's going on. Listen up. This town is now the property of the petty thugs. That means I can shake up whatever I want. Says who? Nobody wants you here. You're just a jerk, and I'm not afraid to say it. Let go of him! If you're going to resort to horseplay, do it outside! Wait! I didn't try to stop you! Now that you've all been properly shaken, it's time for me to lay down some new rules. Rule number 1. This town is no longer named Smile. It's named Trash Town. Rule number 2. Everything you own now belongs to the petty thugs. You can keep all of this rustic crap, but you need to send us all your booze and drugs and candy. Rule number 3. This is the most important one. Don't ever help some guy named Jimmy. In fact, if you ever see Jimmy, you should push him around and stuff. Rule number 4. I don't like little punks that stare at me and don't say anything. If you got anything to say about that, now you've done it. Now you've got me all riled up. I hope you like getting shaked, kid. Fresh. This is very reminiscent, I guess just because I'm approaching this from the mindset of an Earthbound fan, of the fight with Frank early on in Mother 2. Fight! So I'm already the Blob, so I should maybe attack as the Blob. Look at all these abilities I have. Cover the enemy in vicious goo, or viscous goo. Damage the enemy and lower their agility by 50%. Solidify. Reconfigure your body structure to a solid state. Toxic Sludge. Hawk poisonous scum onto the enemy. 600% physical damage over 6 turns. Undulate. Waver your gelatinous body temptingly. All enemies attack you for 5 turns and revert. Toxic Sludge seems like it would do you in quick. So let's do that and go for this. Also, should take you out very fast. Punches with gusto. Hawks up something gross. Yeah, that was seemed like a really good choice of action. And let's also go for some Sticky Phlegm. And I got a 2-turn cooldown, so I can't do that. How about an Insult? This is serious damage. So I really should be hitting this guy with everything I got. All enemies attack you for 5. I don't know if I want that so much. Solidify. That would allow me to guard more. Well, I may get to that point, but I'm not there yet. Let's go for more sticky phlegm. And I'm going to save my 15 for doing one more magnificent combo. So let's do another normal attack. Buck attacks. Something gummy. Applies first aid. Get on out of here with that nonsense. Attack. And cooldown's over. Magnificent combo. Boom, shakalaka. Punches with gusto. 68 damage. I think we got this, as long as he doesn't attempt to heal again. Let's just do some normal bash attacks. 13. 5. We need to wrap up this fight, though. It's starting to get a little bit dangerous. Using poison at the beginning was a smart move. Sticky phlegm. Solidify. Let's do another. Well, again, if I get in a... I should probably just do a normal attack. Here's a good question. Can I have Jimmy heal Buck? Yes, I can. So let's do that and then have Buck attack. Buck attacks. 12 damage. Jimmy uses Ants and Log. Buck eats it. Jimmy takes some damage. This guy's gone. Certainly I can take him out. Just in case I could eat Ants and Log. I think I'll get him before he gets me. There he is! Jimmy did his best! Jimmy's now level 2. Well, that's good. Jimmy imagines himself in a new leather jacket. It looks cool, and he feels like a cool guy. He has lots of friends now, and they all wear leather jackets too. Now he's in the back of a truck with them. They're driving down the neighborhood street. It's his turn up to bat. He's excited, and his hands are sweaty from the nerves. They round the corner and pick up speed. Jimmy swings, and his bat cracks against a mailbox. It clangs to the ground. Junk mail flutters across the yard like snow. Jimmy feels naughty, but everyone else is laughing, so he laughs too. They drive, and the wind hitting his face makes him feel free and happy. They stop at the store and knock over a vending machine. Jimmy notices a weak, scrawny kid looking at them. He looks a lot like Jimmy. Jimmy pushes him down and kicks him in his dumb butt. Everyone is around the kid now, kicking him. For a moment, Jimmy feels a dark black pit in his gut. Everyone around him is laughing. Jimmy kicks him harder. Jimmy can now turn into a low-level goon. As a low-level goon, Jimmy can channel his inner anarchist to grab things and shake them up. Some things can also be pushed and pulled. That man was causing trouble because of you, Jimmy. He said your name and now you look just like him. Jimmy didn't do anything wrong. He just beat up that guy that was shaking us. Isn't that right, sis? I like Jimmy and I didn't like being shaked. Sonny, would that guy have ever been here if it weren't for Jimmy? I guess that's true. What? I can't believe you, sis. That guy was a jerk. And you know what? You're all being jerks right now, too. I'm going for a walk. Listen up, Jimmy. I don't know why that guy was after you, and I don't care. I built this place from the ground up. I had 5 children here. I'm just a little mouse, so I can't stop you, but if you're going to attract dangerous guys like that, I'd prefer if you didn't hang around here anymore. Yikes. I think this is a pretty good place to stop. First 20, in typical First 20 fashion, has went a little bit long. I really enjoyed this, especially knowing the fact that, if you're following the main storyline, the game's not terribly long, but there's a bunch of other stuff to do, and I really love the way this is written. The sprite work is beautiful. The little subtle animations are beautiful. The game seems to be a little punishing, actually. It does not take it easy on you. I'm not saying we almost didn't beat the low-level goon, but, I don't think it was, simple, for sure. There's also some really interesting mechanics of being able to, turn into these other creatures and tying that into the story by saying Jimmy is empathetic. There's a lot of work that's really went into this. So again, thanks to the developer for reaching out to me on Twitter. I appreciated that, and for sending me a copy of this game. This is nice. I really like this. Now, if you watching have had a chance to play this game yourself, certainly let your fellow commenters know your experiences, how you have felt about the game. From just playing the short amount of that I've played today, I've certainly enjoyed it, and I think it would be a really fun experience to just go through the world and just talk to everyone, get a chance to see all the dialogue. I'm afraid we're all booked up. There's spare rooms. Jimmy, you know you're not welcome here anymore. Psst, I don't mind. Just don't tell my mom. Apparently Jimmy knows these mice. It's a very interesting world that they these creatures live in. Anyway, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next week for another Stephen Plays First 20.